What is going on, everybody? Welcome to or back to Ryder's Record Collection. My name is Carl, and this is Hawaiian shirt number 2. Again, for Christmas, I got 4 new Hawaiian shirts and 1 polo shirt. This is the second one I'm trying on in this new video, and this one's loud. I am definitely going to turn some heads walking into a bar or restaurant wearing this, but I like it, and I like the colors, so I'm going to rock it out. But this is going to be a short little video. I want to talk about my New Year's resolutions, if you will, going into 2022. I got some things that I want to do with and for my record collection that I just want to try and get done. 2021 was a pretty busy year for me, so I didn't spend enough time with my records as I would like to. I try to spin an album a night. Unfortunately, life gets in the way sometimes, social obligations, work, things like that. I also travel for work, so that takes away from it. So my first New Year's resolution for 2022 is I want to listen to every album in my collection. And I recently read an article on Discogs talking about how it's cool, or like the point of listening to your records in alphabetical order. So that is a form that I want to try and do. I've got a big calendar that I made where I try to listen to albums on the anniversary of their release date. So it's kind of cool. You're listening to the album the day it came out, 50, 30, 25, 2, whatever, many years later. But in the meantime, when I'm not doing that, I want to try and start with the A's and then the Z's. And I've got about 430 records in my collection. Obviously on the weekends I spend 2 to 3 records a day, so that's about 6 records a weekend or so. And I want to try and get through all of them. The point of that is I want to try and rediscover some of the great albums that I have in my collection. Obviously, as record collectors, we're all buying new and looking for newer records to add to the collection, but I feel as though I need to spend more time in my collection really rediscovering the music that I have and really re-enjoying the music that I have. There's some records in my collection that I don't want to get rid of, but I definitely haven't played enough, if any at all, last year. So resolution number 1 is I want to listen to every record in my collection, make a point of it, and do it diligently. So New Year's resolution 1, listen to more records. And my second New Year's resolution is I want to finish or enhance my cataloging on Discogs. I've got most of my records cataloged on Discogs, but some of the older ones I want to do it by the dead wax. I found that that's more accurate. Some records that I have that I thought were worth $50, $60, according to the dead wax, are only, different pressings of it are only worth $5, but then some of the $5 records that I got turned out to be worth more money. So I want to continue going through and cataloging my records. By doing that too, I'm also finding records that I listened to and put in there without realizing that I hadn't cleaned. So I want to clean the records that I have in my collection that aren't cleaned, and I want to do I guess what I call tame the wild. I'm sure every person has a bin or a cubby or some records that they just haven't cleaned or added to Discogs yet, so I want to do that. So I'll show you what I'm dealing with right now. I'll show you the record shelf. So as you can see, the first 5 are all records that I have. They're cataloged in Discogs. I want to go through them one by one as I listen to them, catalog them a little bit better. That 6th box is the box that I call the wild. I want to tame that this year. That's just things people have given me. My grandparents tend to drop off a lot of Goodwill finds, old classical music and whatnot. So I want to go through those, send out some VCLT with some duplicates that I have and whatnot. And those last 2 boxes on the right are boxes that are cleaned, cataloged, and in Discogs the right way. So eventually, those last 2 boxes will become all 8 boxes after I tame the wild and whatnot. But that is the goal. So I want to finish cataloging and better cataloging my records this year. Just a little pet project, something to keep me busy. Good way to, know what I have, and again, going back to my previous resolution, rediscover some great albums that I have. So resolution number 2, catalog, clean, organize the records a little bit better in the shelf. And my third resolution sort of contradicts my previous resolution with taming the wild, but I also want to continue to grow my collection. I want to grow it at a little bit of a slower pace, but I also want to not just do what I normally do, and that is just classic rock. I found some great jazz this year. I found some great reggae this year, and I built up my modern rock, 80s, 90s, things that I don't really find at the record stores a lot this year. So I want to continue in that vein of finding and growing the collection in different avenues. Get more jazz, get more reggae. I'm really getting into jazz, so I'm excited to see what avenue that takes me down. So you know, we're all record collectors and we all want to buy stuff, so I want to continue to grow the collection, but at a little bit of a slower rate and a little bit of a different direction than I normally go in. So that's a resolution, is to step out of my comfort zone and buy some records I wouldn't normally purchase. Things that I enjoy, obviously, but not your traditional classic rock, you know, more reggae, more jazz. And my fourth resolution follows a third resolution. I want to continue to expand my musical palette. I've discovered a lot of really good music this year from just browsing Pandora. Friends, obviously the VC, it's a great place to discover new music. I've really enhanced, like I said, my jazz taste. I went into 2021 with really like very little knowledge of jazz. Learned a lot about it. I've seen some great channels talk about it. Andy, Next Play Records, I learned a lot of really good jazz from him. He actually sent me a great jazz album this year, Dexter Gordon, One Flight Up, which I never had heard, and it's very good. It gets played quite a bit here in you know, my record collection. So I want to continue to expand my musical tastes and explore different avenues of discovering new music. So third and fourth resolution kind of go hand in hand. Find good music and buy good music. And my next New Year's resolution is I want to expand my setup. I want to possibly change or upgrade my stylus. Looking at the Ortofon, I think it's the Ortofon Black, or I might just go with another Ortofon Blue. I want to add possibly a subwoofer to my setup. My friend Trent has one incorporated into his system, and he really likes it. I don't know if it would work in my apartment because he's in the house, but something that I want to look into. I also want to add some speakers to my living room. I can't really play music outside of this room. I got a TV that I do Pandora on, but when I entertain, I can't really throw a record on and have people sitting out there and shooting the breeze or playing a game or something. Unfortunately, my record collection is pretty limited to my record room. So 2022, I want to expand my setup, possibly add speakers into the living room, and just all around enhance what I already have, make it bigger and better. And last but certainly not least, doesn't really have to do with the collection, it's got to do with this channel. I want to continue making content for you guys. Being a part of the VC for a little over a year has been spectacular. Everyone who's subscribed and commented on my videos has been super spectacular too. So I want to continue to grow this channel, put out some content, continue making friends on the vinyl community, and you know, continue having people that like my content and like looking at my crazy Hawaiian shirts. So 2022, I'm going to have a lot more videos out. Going to try and put one out a week, or at least, you know, get 2 or 3 out a month. I'm going to travel, going to show some cool records, going to, you know, it'll be fun. So last resolution is to grow the channel, and that's it. Those are my 6 New Year's resolutions for, you know, records, my record collection, and this channel. So hopefully you're enjoying 2022 so far, and I'm excited. It's going to be a big year, both professionally, personally, and for the family. So I like it. New Year's and new beginnings, and I'm excited to conquer this one. So until the next time, have some fun, spin some wax. Cheers. Enjoy 2022.